Gauges. Oil pressure gauge. The oil pressure operating range is between 20 and 60 psi. Certain variables can affect this range, such as speed of engine, temperature of oil. Cold engine starts will temporarily rise above normal engine condition. When starting engine, always look for oil pressure rise. If the oil pressure does not rise within the first 5 seconds of starting, shut down the engine and restart. If after 3 attempts there is still no pressure reading, shut down the engine and do not attempt any further operation. You should check the oil level for both high and low oil pressure. If the oil pressure is above the operating range, it could damage engine seals and gaskets. If the oil pressure is low, it can cause damage by not getting proper lubrication to upper end engine components such as cams and turbos. If the oil level is below the operating line on a dipstick, add 4 quarts at a time until it is within the proper range. Oil pressure problem procedure. If an oil pressure problem is encountered while on the road, pull the unit to the side of the road at the first safe location. Do the following: shut off the engine, check the oil level with the dipstick, contact the shop and give the tractor number, location, your driver's name, and a brief explanation of the problem. Water temperature gauge. The water temperature operating range is between 180 degrees and 210 degrees Fahrenheit. If the water temperature rises above 210 degrees, park the vehicle and let the engine idle. Operating an engine above 210 degrees can cause engine damage such as warped heads. Diesel engines are designed to run cooler at idle. If the range falls below 180 degrees while driving, the engine is not operating efficiently. Park the unit as soon as it is safe and turn off the engine. Diesel engines are designed to operate above 180 degrees. One possible problem in either of these cases could be a malfunctioning thermostat. In any event, if the temperature range does not return to normal, shut the engine down and contact the shop. Never attempt to remove the radiator cap to add coolant. If the coolant level is low, add coolant to the reservoir. Tachometer. RPM gauge. The tachometer measures the engine speed in revolutions per minute, RPMs. An engine's operating range is generally between 1100 and 1900 RPMs, but can vary depending on the equipment and make and model. The engine speed should be kept at approximately 1600 RPMs during normal driving. Not operating within these ranges can cause mechanical problems. Lugging. Lugging can result in engine damage. Lugging is characterized by a lack of immediate engine response to acceleration when the engine is operated below 1100 RPMs. During lugging, more fuel is delivered than the engine is able to use, causing extreme hot spots on pistons and cylinder walls. This causes piston and cylinder erosion, which leads to power loss and expensive engine repair. Over-revving. Over-revving causes excessive and premature engine repair. Over-revving occurs when the engine is operated continuously above the recommended 1900 level. Using the tachometer when shifting. The tachometer is also used for smooth upshifting and downshifting by coordinating road speed and engine speed. Generally speaking, you should maintain a range of 400 RPMs between shifts. For example, to accomplish this during upshifting, bring the RPMs approximately 1600 and depress the clutch while taking the transmission out of gear. As the RPMs fall, release the clutch and let the engine speed drop approximately 400 RPMs to about 1200. Then depress the clutch again and shift to the next highest gear. Complete the sequence by releasing the clutch. Downshifting. Bring the engine speed down to approximately 1000 RPMs, depress the clutch, and take the transmission out of gear. Release the clutch and raise the RPMs to approximately 1400 and move the shift lever toward the next lower gear. Then depress the clutch and move the lever into gear and release the clutch. This method of upshifting and downshifting is known as double clutching. Air pressure gauge. Normal air pressure operating range is between 90 to 120 psi, pounds per square inch. If the pressure falls below or rises above this range for an extended period of time, stop as soon as it is safe and contact the shop. Note, at 60 psi or half the governor's air pressure, audible buzzer and visual light on the dash warnings will be activated. If the pressure continues to drop, the safety relays will activate when the pressure drops between 45 and 20 psi. The trailer emergency relay will activate first, and the brakes on the trailers and dolly will engage. The tractor park relay will activate next, and the brakes on the tractor's drive wheels will engage. At this point, the entire unit's brakes will be engaged except for the steering wheels. Electrical system reboot. In the event of electrical failure, if possible, get to a safe location, secure unit. Turn the key to the off position and wait 30 seconds before you attempt to restart the engine. If the electrical system does not reset after 3 attempts, turn the key to the off position and contact shop.